Have you ever felt like you're just running on a treadmill? You're constantly chasing after more of something, but you never actually feel like you're getting any closer to being happy? Well, that's what we're going to dive into today. We're going to unpack that feeling, what we call the enough paradox, and figure out how to step off that treadmill for good. Let's get into it. Okay, let's just get real for a second. Do you ever look around and feel like you're failing? Like you're just falling behind? Maybe you don't have a million followers, or that side hustle of yours isn't hitting that magical $10,000 a month mark. If you're kind of nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. See, we're sold this really simple story our whole lives that the only way to be happy is to get more. More money, more followers, more success, you name it. But what we're about to see is that this whole idea isn't just wrong, it's actually a trap. So let's dive right into our first section here, the more is better trap. This is that mindset that keeps us chasing a finish line that just keeps moving further away. And why is it a game you can't win? Well, it's because the target is always moving. Psychologists have a term for this. They call it the hedonic treadmill, and you're about to see a perfect example of what that looks like in the real world. So picture this. There's a millionaire flying first class, right? Feeling great, as you would. But then he looks out the window, and he sees a private jet flowing by. And just like that, first class doesn't feel so special anymore. Now here's the kicker. The billionaire on that private jet, he's not even enjoying it. He's just sitting there, thinking about the good old days. The lesson here is pretty clear, right? The goalposts are always shifting, no matter how much you have. So if chasing more is basically a dead end, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us to our next section, and really the whole point of this explainer, discovering the secret of enough. And this isn't about settling for less, not at all. It's about a really powerful, totally liberating shift in how you think, where you get to decide where your finish line is. And this leads us to what we're calling the enough paradox. It's this wild, ironic truth. The constant chase for an undefined more is the one thing that guarantees you will never feel like you have enough. It's a cycle that's designed to keep you running forever. This quote, it just hits the nail on the head. More will never be enough until enough is finally enough. The chase doesn't end on its own. The only way to win this impossible game is to just stop playing it and to define what winning looks like for you. Now, I know this might all be sounding a little philosophical, but it has some seriously practical uses. So in our final section, let's talk about how to start building your real wealth, which you'll see has a lot less to do with your bank account and a lot more to do with a new way of thinking about success. Let's just break it down. The trap versus the truth. The trap tells you that you need a giant, fancy office to be taken seriously. But the truth? A laptop and a good Wi-Fi connection are probably all you need. The trap screams at you that you have to hit that 10K a month goal. But the truth? Maybe $3,000 a month with really low expenses gives you the exact freedom you were looking for in the first place. So what are the real building blocks of this new kind of wealth? Well, it's not about being some kind of genius or catching a lucky break. It really just comes down to having a teachable mind and a strong work ethic. And the best part? These are things anyone can develop. They require absolutely zero talent, just a decision to grow. And here's the secret to making it all work. Simple scales while complicated fails. Instead of trying to build these super complex, stressful systems to chase an impossible goal, just focus on the simple things you can actually control. Simplicity is sustainable, right? It lets you grow. Complication? Well, that usually just collapses under its own weight. And that really brings us to the final and, honestly, the most important question. This is the one that only you can answer. Forget what you see on social media, forget what everybody else is chasing. Just take a second, take a breath, and ask yourself, what does enough truly look like for me? Because once you define that, that's the first real step to actually getting it.